Colleen began life fragile and malnourished. Kate had a serious heart condition that required immediate surgery. Caroline was born with a heart condition that required lifelong monitoring. Mick suffered from heart-lung complications and wasn't expected to survive. Mary and James Vaughn adopted them all from China.
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, I wouldn't have done this had it not been for Mary. But clearly, I thought it was a good idea. But, you know, we got Colleen, and, you know, the rest, as they say, is history.
She was 17 pounds, which we thought was pretty small. And so we got there, and the first night, you know, we picked her up, and she was just, you know, bones. And she had patchy hair, and her skin was sallow. Her arms were just so thin. So we took her home, and you know, we took her to the nutritionist. She worked hard. She worked hard for a good 5 years before she was really where she was supposed to be. We went over to get Kate in October 2001, and she was very tiny. She was 4 years old. We met her on her 4th birthday. She weighed 23 pounds.
She had what we call tetralogy of Fallot, where there's a big hole in the heart, and the area out to the lung arteries is narrow. And so when they get symptomatic, that gets too narrow, they don't get enough blood to their lungs, and their oxygen level gets dangerously low. And she was having what we call spells, which is dangerous and needed to be fixed. So we took her to the operating room and fixed her heart.
If Kate had been born to us, that repair would have been done in the first 6 months of her life. She was 4 years old, and she was pretty much at the end of her rope. Once you go through one of those operations and you see the miracle that, you know, a child who couldn't do anything, who was near death, all of a sudden has been given a new life, literally. So we want to do that again. So if we were going to adopt, we definitely were going to adopt a heart child.
Caroline, part of her problem was that she needed a conduit to connect her right ventricle to the pulmonary artery so there'd be blood flow to the lungs.
She was the least sick when we got her home, but she's the one actually is going to have, you know, the most trouble, more follow-up operations than that throughout her life. So, and her repair is good, but she doesn't have as much stamina as her brother and sister. Only like 9 months after we got Caroline home, we decided to adopt again, another heart child. And we got a call from the agency and said, "Oh, we have this little boy on our list. He's really bad off. You know, see what you can do." All the reports from China, after we gave him to our cardiologist, it showed that Mick was inoperable. But you know, here's this little boy, you know, and why can't he have a family? You know, you might even argue that he deserves a family more than somebody else. We went to the hospital for the heart cath about a month after we got him home, and it turns out he was a perfect candidate for a repair. So, you know, we had just bought him 60 years of his life. It was just unbelievable.
It was just kind of interesting to see the transformation of the kids and, you know, how they have really conquered a lot of their obstacles and have been real successes.
Colleen is now a varsity cheerleader her freshman year in high school. She started taking gymnastics when she was 7, and she is all muscle. She is just amazing. Kate now has a lot of energy. She is just the most interesting child you ever want to see. She's a great artist. You know, someone who, when she got home from China, didn't even know what a crayon was.
Caroline is, you know, likes to sing. I mean, she can hear a song once and she knows all the words. We tell people, you know, as in the case of Mick, who plays baseball, made the All-Star team his first year out, you know, that kind of thing. Great defensive player, has great hand and eye skills, you know, and I look at the coach and I go, hey, he didn't get it from me. It's not genetic, you know, he got it on his own.
While the Vaughns live in Hilton Head, they travel to Atlanta to the Children's Sibley Heart Center, where more than 30,000 children are treated each year. The pediatric heart care and heart surgery program at Children's is ranked among the top 10 in the nation by U.S. News and World Report.
We just had a lot of confidence in the hospital and in our doctors. And you know, these children exist. They're here. They just need a break. And it's just amazing what they can do after a repair.
Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. New beginnings every day. To continue to grow and care for the children of Greater Atlanta, Children's depends on the generosity of people like you.